we move on, I won't go by the agenda that I have with me today, but I'll just kind of go a little random. I'm inspired by Neeraj and the random entrepreneurship, right? So we'll open the mic now for a few of our Rex Karmavir Global Fellows to come up and speak. Any volunteers, or should I choose? Who from the Rex Karmavir Global Fellows would like to speak? Aksh. Okay, please come up, ma'am. Good. Starting with the lady, I was just going to take a name.
सबको मेरा नमस्कार. I've tried to gather up a lot of courage to come up and speak because मैं बहुत ज़्यादा बोलने की इतने बड़े प्लेटफॉर्म में आदत नहीं है. हिंदी में बोलूँगी, शायद थोड़ा मिक्स हो जाए अंग्रेज़ी में, क्योंकि कम्युनिटी के बीच में काम करती हूँ. थोड़े से अपने अनुभव बांटना चाहूँगी. शायद यहाँ से कोई दिशा भी मिले कि काम किस दिशा में जा रहा है. मैं उत्तराखंड के एक दूरस्थ गांव अस्कोट, जो पिथौरागढ़ ज़िले में है, नेपाल, तिब्बत और चाइना के बॉर्डर पे हैं, वहाँ पर कुछ आदिवासी जनजातियों के बीच में काम कर रहे हैं. एक ट्राइब है जिसको कहते हैं बनरौत, राजी ट्राइब, जिसकी पॉपुलेशन लगभग 650 रह गई है, निरंतर घट रही है. पॉलिटिकल लोगों के नज़र में नहीं है, बहुत ऊपर गांव में जंगल में रहते हैं, बहुत चलना पड़ता है उनके गांव में जाने के लिए. तो सरकारी विभाग के लोग पहुंचते नहीं हैं, क्योंकि गाड़ियां जाती नहीं हैं. और जो ये फॉरेस्ट राइट एक्ट हमारा 2007 का आया है, उसके तहत हमारा प्रयास है कि उन लोगों को कम से कम ज़मीन पे अधिकार मिले और उनके एनटीएफपी राइट्स जो हैं वो मिले. एक इस मुद्दे पे काम कर रहे हैं. और दूसरा जो मेरे दिल के नज़दीक का है, वो महिला अधिकारों पे काम कर रहे हैं. ह्यूमन राइट्स ऑफ वुमेन, ह्यूमन राइट्स ऑफ all socially excluded community people, with focus on women. Just I'll share 2 minutes about my background. As yesterday, I got the Karmavir, and I'm so happy about it because बहुत दूर काम कर रहे हैं, बाहर नहीं निकल पाते हैं, मगर ये recognition यहाँ पर मिला, पहचान भी काम की, वो उसने बहुत बल दिया है. I was in Delhi for 12 years, as yesterday it was told. I graduated and post-graduated from JNU, was doing my MPhil and working as a guest lecturer in College of Vocational Studies. Studying in a women's hostel, girls hostel, जहाँ पर कुछ NGO की लोग थे. I didn't know about NGO, social work. I was doing my MPhil and I was teaching and coming back. And these girls used to tell me कि आज ये किया, आज वो किया, वहाँ गए, कम्युनिटी के लोगों से मिला, हेल्थ इश्यूज़ पे काम किया. तो मैंने कहा वाह यार, ये काम है. मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, पढ़ रही हूँ, पढ़ा रही हूँ, so monotonous. And you know, वो एज थी, उम्र थी, गर्म खून था, तो लगा यार ये बकवास है जो किया जा रहा है, कुछ है ही नहीं ज़िंदगी में, पढ़ो पढ़ाओ और इसके अलावा और कुछ नहीं है. I contacted someone and I told that person, he was an NGO head in Delhi, and I said, he was ex-JNUite also, senior to me, and I told him कि देखो ऐसा है, मुझे अपने NGO में ले लो. उसने कहा कोई बैकग्राउंड है तेरा, कुछ भी नहीं है, ना तुम्हें MSW हो, ना तुम्हें सोशल वर्क के बारे में कुछ पता है, छोड़ दो, एकेडमिक्स है तुम्हारा फील्ड, तुम वही करो. तो मैंने कहा चलो कोई बात नहीं, गर्मियों की छुट्टियाँ आ रही है, कहीं तो भेज दो मुझे, कहीं एक्सपोजर पे मैं देखना चाहती हूँ. सो इसे ओके, यू आर फ्रॉम उत्तरांचल था उस वक्त, उत्तराखंड से हो तुम और कुमाऊँ की तरफ की हो, तो जाओ लोहाघाट में एक संस्था है, वहाँ जाके देख के आओ. आई वेंट देयर, 7 months आई वॉज देयर, जस्ट वॉलंटियर्ड. एंड उनके टीम के लोग जाते थे गांव में, मैं भी चल देती थी उनके साथ. ऊपर से गिरे, खजूर पे अटके. जो देखा बहुत दर्दनाक था. जैसे जेरी बोल रहे हैं, वो एक एनजीओ था, बाहर से कुछ था, क्लोक कुछ और था, अंदर कुछ और था। इसी तरीके से मैंने वहाँ से क्विट किया और घूमते फिरते अपना वहाँ पर एकेडमिक्स छोड़ दिया, जॉब छोड़ दी। पेरेंट्स ने कहा ये पागल हो गया, साइकियाट्रिस्ट को दिखाओ। फादर यूज्ड टू से कि ही यूज्ड टू ऑलवेज से वन, ही इज़ एन एक्स आर्मी ऑफिसर, वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट आर्मी ऑफिसर, सारा फौजी रूल चलता है घर में, पूरा खानदान फौज में है। उन्होंने कहा रोलिंग स्टोन नेवर गैदर्स मॉस, रेनू तो कभी कहीं नहीं पहुंच सकती है। आई वॉज अ ब्लैक शीप इन माई फैमिली। एनीवे आई ड्रॉप इट। वापस गई। 30 साल पहले जो माँ कहानी सुनाती थी और बताती थी बेटा गाँव में महिलाओं की ये स्थिति है, वो आज भी वही थी। सो आई डिसाइडेड टू गो बैक। पलायन हो गया था हमारे परिवार का, वो एंसेस्ट्रल होम टाउन है, और वहाँ जाके काम किया। जिस भी कमिटी में, महिला पुलिस हेल्पलाइन में मुझे मेंबर रखा गया कि भैया महिलाओं के लिए संवेदनशील है, मगर जब वहाँ मुद्दे उठाए कि क्यों महिला हेल्पलाइन में सिर्फ समझौते होते हैं, क्यों महिला को महिला और पुरुष दोनों की गलती है और सिर्फ महिला को गलत कहा जा रहा है, मुझे उस कमेटी से भी बाहर निकाल दिया। जिन जगह पे गए,
we'll have to,
okay, I'll have to finish. I'll just finish with this note that मुझे लगता है कि हम लोग जेंडर के बारे में बहुत बोलते हैं, बट जेंडर इक्वालिटी कहीं नहीं दिखती है आज भी, कोर हार्ट पे। और मेरा ये है कि क्रॉस कटिंग इश्यू जेंडर सबका होना चाहिए। थैंक यू।
thank you so much. Please stand, we'll have some questions for you. Any questions for her? Thank you, Renu. That was brilliant, because what I take away from there is that there are more whistleblowers required, at least in the NGO sector. Corporate में तो सब डरे बैठे हैं, मीडिया में भी सब डरे बैठे हैं, सब नौकरी कर रहे हैं, but NGO sector में whistleblower जरूर चाहिए, because this should be work of passion. This should be junoon. This should not be another job. And if you're in the NGO sector for just another job, please quit. Join the corporate sector or the media sector. Thank you, Renu, for that, because not many people raise their voice. And I say it because I've been a whistleblower too, and I know the victimization we go through. And I blew the whistle internally first, and I finally blew the whistle in Time magazine, globally. And happy to say that whistleblowing has brought a lot of aid agencies, including DFID and all, under the scanner. सब KRAs निभा रहे हैं, काम कोई नहीं कर रहा है। Key result areas करो कि हमारा अगला promotion कैसा हो। If you're a career NGO professional, I think it's time you rethink whether you're here for the career or whether you're here because it's a duty, and join the corporate media or some other sector. I mean, I don't know which sector, but not the sector of working with people and communities. Because you need to have a voice of dissent then. Yes, we'll take a question from there.
Not question.
Yes, sir.
I want to go there.
Oh, you want to speak? Please come. You have exactly 3 minutes, huh? Renu ambushed me like Yugal Rayalu, but... Yes, yes, please. Can we have the microphone? Give it to Pooja, please. You may come up, sir. Come.
Yeah, hi. Jerry, just responding to what you just said, or rather sharing my own point of view. Actually, one of the things that I think, I really, I'm in sync with the whole thing of the whole Rex thing is because we also work on a concept of actual aid, which is whenever somebody comes to us and says we want to give, because we only recommend, we're not an NGO, we want to support X, Y, Z cause. Our first thing is please don't give money.
Right.
It needs to be measurable, it should be transparent, and you need to feel the impact. So,
absolutely.
Rather than giving a check, buy an item, buy a Braille typewriter, just know where your money went. But one of the, when it comes to corporate companies, one of the problems I've seen is it's always about quantity and not quality. So it's all about how many numbers you can impact. So frankly, this is one of the biggest things we find. Everyone wants to support underprivileged education, but the minute it's underprivileged for a deaf, blind, or blind, because the numbers shrink.
Soch nahi hai, soch nahi hai.
So
There's
finally,
no
in your reports, you'd rather say we supported 5,000 underprivileged students and say 50 blind or deaf-blind students that took a lot more work to do.
Absolutely.
So it's just one of the scenarios that exist today.
Absolutely. And this was a campaign which I did where, I was under severe pressure when I was working with ActionAid. The same organization against whom I blew the whistle after that was that do child sponsorship in India. That's the best fundraising model. Even today, most organizations do that. I refused. I said, if that's what you want me to do, I would rather quit, because I've not quit a corporate job to come here and do some, something which I don't believe in, because I believe that the child sponsorship model is the biggest scam of the century. Yeah, it was good during World War II when it started. But after that, it's become a scam, because bacche ka surat dikhao, show the child's face, paise eat lo, and there's no impact to show, right? So the mantra is don't give money, because billions of dollars of taxpayers' money coming in from other countries, US, UK, it's all under the scanner now, fortunately I would say, not unfortunately. So that money was never reaching the community. If 10% or less than 10% of the money is reaching the community, you are redundant here. You are not needed, because what are you doing? You're just creating jobs for the few, while the money should have gone to that entire community over there. Where's the impact? I can promise you there's no impact to show. 65 years of NGOs getting funding in India, where's the impact? Dikhta hai? Poverty is growing. It's not coming down. Absolutely. And this is something which I raised very strongly last year when I was called for a talk, and unfortunately for these people in the National Advisory Committee, they're good friends, Harsh Mandar, Aruna Roy, and I remember 10 years ago, we used to talk against the IMF regime. The International Monetary Fund said that $2 is good enough for a family to survive. If you have $2, then you're above the poverty line. Then some idiot in the Planning Commission called Montek Singh Ahluwalia says 32 rupees is good enough for a family to survive. And the National Advisory Committee and people in the Planning Commission don't raise their voice against him, because we have become slaves to our red beacon car. These are the same people who are opposing the IMF. So I said, is it that you don't understand math, that 32 rupees is less than $1, or is something wrong? And I get a call from Harsh Mandar saying, Jerry, I believe you've spoken against me and Aruna and everybody in the forum. I said, yeah, I've spoken against the whole lot of you. Because it's 3 weeks and nobody's opposed this. And then Aruna Roy wrote a letter. I'm saying, what's happening? Are we all getting co-opted or what? Where is the voice of dissent? So-called activists, if they start getting co-opted, then people will lose faith in everything. It's what's happening with Arvind Kejriwal. When Digvijay Singh says that you were looking for a seat in the NSE, that evidence is thrown up, right? Because Arvind Kejriwal was lobbying for Kiran Bedi to become the Chief Vigilance Commissioner, and she was lobbying for him to be a part of NSE. So why is it that you need to join a system to be a change? Yeah? I said that the biggest office in a democracy is the office of a citizen. If you can't raise your voice and kind of talk against these guys, then forget it, because you'll get co-opted otherwise. And that's exactly what is happening. Yes, so let's start with you. Before I continue, yeah, I can go on. Yeah.
Namaskar. After passing BSc Agriculture, I got a job in $500,000 job program in the year 1971. Rupees 10 per day, no work, no pay. So I was sent in a village, and I established one irrigation project within 1.5 months, for which 6 months were allotted. So department had to send me in other village. So this was my start in government service. धीरे धीरे एग्रीकल्चर एक्सटेंशन ऑफिसर बन गए, बहुत काम करते थे कम्युनिटी का साथ. उसके बाद सडनली आ गए हायर एग्रीकल्चर सर्विस में और जेल खाना में बंद हो गए. आफ्टर passing 10-12 years in the higher agriculture service, I left the job. Just I left the job, Bose Institute of Calcutta offered me for a research project. but I joined in NGO with a minimum of 5,000 rupees per month salary. I am very happy now. I am working with landless agriculture laborers. Focus is women of the family and the children of the family. These landless agriculture laborers, particularly in the drier part of West Bengal, they do not get job for more than 90 days, maximum 110 days. So
Half a minute.
they are not landless, I consider. There are many fallow lands, maybe owned by government, maybe owned by joddars. So we could make partnership with those landlords, maybe government or private. Even seasonal fallow lands could be taken on lease by the groups, and at least food security and nutrition security has been developed for the families.
Thank you,
We
sir.
are working for 8 years in this program.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
Oh. Any question?
Okay. May I invite Akshay to come up and speak about his ideas for action?